Thank you for being here. I want to acknowledge the members of the party who are here, and certainly the ladies and gentlemen of the press. I also want to acknowledge the chairman of Constituency 8, Smith South, Mr. Outerbridge. I'm very pleased today to present the Progressive Labor Party's candidate for Smith South, Ms. Linda Merritt. In addition to her outstanding professional achievements, she's given some stellar public service. She served as Vice Chairman of Pride Bermuda, past Secretary General of the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party, Director and Officer of Capelage Limited of Charities House, and past member of the Immigration Board, past Chairman of the Air Advisory Council, and Chairman of the Bermuda Health Council. And this is just a few of her civic achievements. With her record of service to the PLP, it's no surprise to know that Ms. Merritt is ready, willing, and able to continue public service under our banner. As we put together our team to best serve Bermuda's interests and help steer us through the way forward, Ms. Merritt will add her blend of experience and expertise and what we expect of our candidates. She certainly is ably suited to help us achieve our objectives, and certainly our candidates appreciate and understand that public service is an honor and calls for serious and dedicated commitment. As we continue to roll out our candidates, the people of Bermuda will see that we have standards and expect stellar service through the types of candidates we will unveil. With no further ado, I'd like to turn the podium over to our candidate for Constituency 8, Ms. Linda Merritt.
Well, thank you, Madam Premier and Party Leader, and thank you, our Chairman from Constituency 8, and I appreciate the press being here today, and thank you for those kind remarks. I ask you today, as it relates to my candidacy, to identify with me some of the characteristics of a qualified candidate in today's challenging environment. It is my opinion the person must be considered an optimist, a person of integrity, a listener, an innovative person. As Winston Churchill is noted to have said, a pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity, an optimist the opportunity in every difficulty. It gives me great pleasure today to be affirmed by the party and Constituency 8 as their approved candidate for Smith South and to represent the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party. For those of you who don't know, my professional career actually began in the USA as a managing director for a leading Fortune 1000 company. And while living in the USA, my experience in leadership and being known as a change agent opened many doors for me in my professional career, as well as with NGOs. It is my belief that commitment to constructive change beyond the boardroom is critical to progressive communities. And I am pleased that the PLP has continued to be welcoming to persons who hold the worldview of progressive social and economic change for Bermuda, and, in fact, continues to build on the legacy of the founding members of the PLP. My party, the PLP, is not a static organization. It is robust, dynamic, and intelligent, and we continue to evolve. As it relates to my civic commitment, as mentioned, I continue to offer my depth of experience, my passion for people, and my skill sets to various volunteer entities to enable change in our community. Presently, as it was stated, I am in my second term as chairman of the Bermuda Health Council. I have shared my limited qualifications and competency just to give you a window of opportunity into my character and the character and caliber of this candidate. So again, I must ask, and I restate this because it's important to know, what are the qualities of the persons we need to guide us through these times? Men and women of integrity, thoughtful and strategic partners and leaders, prayerful people, visionaries, and out-of-the-box thinkers. That is, as Einstein is famously quoted, we can't solve problems with the same thinking which generated the problem. And the PLP is very robust and aggressive in meeting the changing dynamic environment. As it relates to my intention for all of the residents in Smith South, I will be accessible, transparent, and operate with integrity. I am here to serve. The primary benefit for the residents of Constituency 8, when I ask you to vote for me, lies in the knowledge that you will have a meaningful voice in government, a person who will be diligent and sincere in raising your concerns to the party. Any voters in any country must want to have a government that will not shy away from the tough issues or retreat in tough times. The PLP government is demonstrating that it has the courage, tenacity, experience, and fortitude for these times. It goes without saying that quiet assertiveness, coupled with courage, with openness to innovation and ideas, will help to propel all of Bermuda and our children into a bright future. Hence, we move forward with positive, inclusive attitudes stitched with wisdom. And in closing, I ask with all sincerity for your vote, and that you use your freedom to vote with a good conscience and in good faith, because I am the better candidate. You will in return have a person with demonstrated servant leadership skills, a collaborator, an inclusionary individual, a listener, and a forward thinker, who will work for Bermuda and her interests. So I really appreciate your coming today, and thank you, family members, for coming, and party members. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the press.
As we continue to roll out these campaigns, and it seems to sound like a drip effect. Have we reached the point now where you have actually a team together to contest the election?
Mr. Webb, we have a team, but we will be continuing to roll out the candidates. So we're not doing a multi-rollout. As you see with Ms. Merritt, we roll out candidates basically individually. Have no fear. We have a surplus of candidates.
And Ms. Merritt, well, I think recall, I could be wrong, I think you ran before. Am I mistaken?
Oh, you're absolutely right. You're not mistaken. I did run in the last election in Constituency 12.
And the question I have for you is that, as I understand it, Smith South seems to be a relatively conservative area. How will your sense of optimism prepare you for these rather conservative voters?
That's a great question. And let me tell you that I have begun talking to residents in a very informal manner. I feel that I have the knowledge, capability, and in fact, I'm kind of conservative myself. So I think that we have like interests, and I will find out as I go on the doorstep that we have more things in common than we have differences. And it's those commonalities that will help build this island and propel us forward. So thank you so much for that question.
Ms. Merritt, do you have any links with that constituency?
With the exception of going to school with some of the residents there. And I built a relationship with our chairman here, and we have lots of commonalities, and we've worked well together. Thank you.
And are there any issues that you think particular to that constituency that you'll be looking at, in the run-up to the election? Is there anything that stands out?
Well, as I've talked to people, and that's a very good question, I believe from what I've heard from a sampling of people that we do have some very common issues, and one resident said to me that really what we want is a good government with good candidates. And so if that's the interest, then we're on our way. Yes.
You tried before in Constitution 12, you said.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do different this time since you changed your position?
Oh, you want to know my campaign strategy, do you? Well, I have an.
You guaranteed a successful campaign. What are you going to do different?
What am I going to do differently? This time I have a very strong team working with me. And that's about all I would like to say. You know, a woman has to be candid upon such things of that. But we are focused. We're very focused on improving our numbers. And I'm a very results-oriented person, and so is Mr. Otterbridge. So you're going to see some very dynamic things in that area. Just watch.
Just for my own edification,
Mm-hmm.
Smith's son, give me your location, because I suspect I might even be there.
Oh!
So I can look forward to welcoming everybody. Just tell me exactly.
In fact, I think he is, isn't he? I think, isn't he around your area, Harrington Hundreds and Neptune Hill? Yes, yes, yes. I think I drove by your house already.
Mr. Sir, you mentioned about conservative and that the residents of that area are conservative. Every time you come, I am transfixed.
You're very forward-thinking, you are.
Anyway, any other questions for our candidate? Nothing on women?
No?
What do you hope to bring to the PLP team?
Actually, you know, I've been the Secretary General for 7 years, and this year I did not run again. And I work well with the leadership. I am a person who, I believe, by working in the U.S., that you can help to support your leadership. You can help to create good dialogue, to challenge questions. And so I bring a lot. I bring my wealth of experience. I lobbied in Washington, D.C. on behalf of American Library Association. So I bring a wealth of experience, and I believe over the years it really has been appreciated. But also I take a wealth of experience from such as the women in the PLP who sit and share and just in a round table discussions. So there's a bit of to and froing, and so there's a lot of value there. I don't count myself short of value.
Talking on the female aspect, are you looking to bring up any specific female causes?
That's a good question, because in particular, I know that there is a concern there for women's issues. I've talked to people in the community, not only in Smith's, but in the St. George's area. So as I go, I will listen to the women. And sometimes they want to immediately say, but I can think of one issue that women talk about, and that's economic empowerment. That's women across the board, small business owners across the board, economic empowerment.
Thank you.
Thank you.